this is teamwork. Winning Time was really the culmination of fantastic casting, first and foremost. Really smart and thoughtful producing, and a sharp eye in the directing and storytelling, writing.
I want you to take a minute now. I want you to picture how it ends. Picture how it's gonna feel.
I just think it also feels very much of the time, which I love, and that's what I love about the show, is that they managed to tap into it with a real feeling. They did that very creatively through all kinds of formats of filming, etc.
You come back here feeling like you could have given more. And you'll never forgive yourself. Trust me.
You have to live by a certain code if you really want it, and whatever that is in life, and especially in professional athletic, in that capacity, just because it's so competitive, obviously.
Make yourselves a promise. It won't be for lack of effort. It won't be for lack of will. There won't be a single second where you did not give it your all.
Sports are cruel, you know. There's you win or you lose. It's very you're all in.
No unfinished business.
Yeah, that was fun, actually. Transformation for Riley was very important to me. It was a very long story arc, as you know, in 2 seasons, and he just gets over the precipice of being the man that is most recognizable to myself and many of us. And I wanted that to be a very honest shift, and it's definitely earned. And I think it's as much a moment of self-discovery for the character that I portray as it is for him guiding the team. It's an awakening in himself, and an awareness of his tenacity and his strength and the drive that he had as a player and that he has as a man, and that he has to remind these men under that moment of pressure to just focus in on. And so, you know, the writing is great, and the storytelling is great. So it got to that moment for them, and the pressure's on, and so it was very exciting. Yeah, but I relate, and I think the character relates. There's a lot of interplay between, you know. Also, I related a lot to Riley's journey and his struggles, and you know, I kicked around for many years as well, and I tried to find my path. I mean, he had a career, and then he had to kind of find his way back into coaching. But that interim period, I remember many years struggling as an actor, you know, living very meagerly in LA and waiting for an audition and waiting for the phone to ring, you know. it's clearly, clearly these are all depictions that are amalgamations of stories and times and also an actor's interpretation of a man. However, I felt in any time I have to portray a living person or a real life character, I have an obligation to honor that person and approach it with the utmost integrity and the utmost respect. And, there is a style in storytelling and even material pulled from the Perlman's book, and that references times in people's lives, and I really I was so looking forward to him earning that space, or at least getting to that place where it's not just a physical transformation for him, it's actually the awakening of the man he has to be, and how all these forces conspired to put him in this place of miraculously it's a miraculous story, his journey of becoming an assistant coach and under those circumstances, and then finally getting to lead the team and have such a vast career and be such a meaningful impact to the sport. I mean, it's just amazing. So I wish we had a little more time to delve into that. Honestly, I was very much looking forward to that, especially doing all the prep work of building a character. It's kind of more time that I've had to sit with a character than probably any other role, because normally I do films. So this was very interesting, but I know it. I know what we would have strived for, and I really loved the collaboration with everyone, and thought it was really special. Yeah. But people are cool, which most people are. I mean, some people are cool, and then they have other things that get in the way of their interactions in a way, and that's not necessarily to be taken personally either. But everybody was so it was a team, and it felt like a team, and I got to hang with a bunch of the guys on the the players, and I just loved collaborating with everyone, and everyone worked so damn hard, which is the main thing. And so in standing on the sidelines and watching these guys have to work on, do their layup and do their three-pointer, and the camera on them, and this elaborate sequence where all the pressure's on them, and they're acting in the sequence, and spotlights and slow motion and an audience, and even there was a lot of camaraderie with the hundreds of extras, if not 1,000 extras, whatever, how many hordes of people that had to come in there and really be disciplined and focused, and gave so much to the storytelling. So I would be in between the two. I would kind of have a banter with the extras, and they'd love it when certain things would happen, and they were so sweet and committed to their part, which I really appreciated and respected. And then all the guys on the court were so committed to their work, and it felt very present, and so that was very easy. And there was interesting thing is the way that this timing wise, in the timeline that we shot, that it panned out to do, where Riley really steps up and becomes Riley. I hadn't illustrated that yet to any of the members on the team, and they also got very accustomed to me being friendly and gregarious, and and me as the character in that earlier state of mind. And so when I lit them up, they were pretty shocked. And I think that added a lot to my own pressure as well, because I hadn't gone there and I hadn't had an opportunity to go there, and it was kind of burning to get to that place. So, you know, the kind of first locker room scene where Riley's punching the blackboard and kind of just loses it and lays down the law was the first time any of them, crew, anyone has seen me kind of light up. And it was fun. There's a lot of pressure though. Quincy just was so great and so committed, and I love the kid. He's just so good. And you know, early on, first season, he asked if we could go to lunch, and kind of was like asking me about acting and talking about the process and journey. And I really also felt like there is such a wonderful friendship between Magic and Riley, and that continues to this day. And I just was like, you know, this guy, it was so nice to be able to impart life experiences and a sense of perspective to someone just really getting their chance to shine, and who's asking in a way, and the parallels of our roles. And I don't think he even realized it initially. And I thought it was just it was really cool. It was really a cool moment. Depends what I'm watching. I mean, to be honest, but you know, if it's done well, if, you know, working in a medium of film or television or everything anything where it's edited, even certain angles, you know, are gonna tell the story better, and are going to connect more with those moments, and certain ones aren't. And when it's well, you know, there are all kinds of choices that are made that are not the choice of the actor. And sometimes they enhance the performance, and sometimes they change your personal choices and what you're trying to convey and what you felt you conveyed. And sometimes it's palatable, and sometimes it's exciting, and sometimes it's really difficult. So I don't mean to, you know, digress and go too far into it, but it really is a kind of moment by moment thing. But I'm not the kind of person that is so painfully judgmental that I can't bear to watch it. I am self-critical, and I learn from things, and I'm able to put that in check and be relatively objective, I would say. But and sometimes it's enjoyable. It's really nice to share things from many years ago or revisit them with friends and loved ones, because it's a time capsule, and it also brings up feelings that are not necessarily apparent, or they may be apparent in some capacity to the viewer, but my personal experience or my struggle on the day to get to a certain place in a role or some real challenge will come flooding back to me decades later. And then I'm like, whoa, I remember that day. That was really horrible. And then I managed to get through that. And so there are these kind of windows into your past that are interrelated to the pressures of work and the personal pressures that are hidden and tucked in there like little gems. So that's really special. I remember shooting in the locker room that day. I did a whole bunch of business with my gum and throwing the gum out in the head of the scene. So I kept having to throw gum in my mouth and throw gum out and take another take and throw a bunch of pieces of gum in my mouth. So, you know, so remember those bits which are not in the cut. I'm really proud of the work and the collaboration on everyone's part. Like, this very much felt, this is teamwork. Winning Time was really the culmination of fantastic casting, first and foremost. Really smart and thoughtful producing, and a sharp eye in the directing and storytelling, writing, and commitment from the entire squad of actors and technical people as well. The crew and the specifics that had to go into making this have the feel that it does are very hard to understand from watching it. And everybody really pitched in and gave their all. And that was really special. And what was also special was filming in LA in a studio, like going to Warner Brothers every day and, you know, having a spot and a trailer and working in LA. I really felt like I was part of an old Hollywood system that I'm really not a part of for the most part, because I mostly gravitate towards independent films, and we film them wherever the wind blows. But it's rarely that experience. And so that was also very special to me, to kind of, I don't know, in a weird way, kind of felt like more like making it than a lot of other work that's much more painful and deeply immersive, that is considered a Hollywood movie. But this just was somehow a part of the whole system that I got a good taste of, which I appreciated. I drove to work, you know, it was really nice, you know, it was fun. And we were in LA with playing, you know, it had that to it as well. Yeah, it was really cool.